Hi there! Today was day 1 of House of the Dragon Season 2's week-long filming schedule in the streets of Caceres, Spain. The real-life stand-in for the streets of King's Landing when they do exterior shoots. So we were looking forward to this as our first big source of spy photos, and we were not disappointed. Well, it was a practice run for the sake of the horses, so no one was in full costume. Even then, we got 3 new points of information from this. Nothing really contradicting the books or anything, it's all good. Though the second and third points I'm going to split off into their own video because they're a bit more spoilery. First point, which I'm going to dive in right here, is we managed to get our first glimpse of the new faction heraldry for the Greens, for Aegon II's faction. And, well, before I go on, I should establish some ground rules about spy photos on this channel. Back in Season 1, the filming on Season 1, I posted all sorts of stuff. I can't keep doing that because HBO's a lot more strict than they used to be, that they wanted there to be buzz for this untested upcoming show in the lead up to Season 1. Now they're clamping down on things. You saw what happened when that audition tape leaked for Alice Rivers earlier this spring. That it was an actress who was one of the finalists but didn't get it, posted it, and channels who just posted the clip verbatim with no analysis or anything got copyright strikes because, well, you're not adding anything. And it is technically leaked stuff. I reported on it. I just described what was in it. I didn't just read it off. But okay, they're basically talking about this. I summarized it. That's fine. So I can summarize spy photos that are coming out and give my analysis on it. That's the more important part. And if you want to actually see them, they're all over Twitter. I mean, if you don't follow me on Twitter, check that out. I retweet everything I'm talking about. These aren't hidden things or anything. The one exception is when stuff appears on national TV because they were doing a report on the filming, that because they're shutting down part of a city for this, a national TV channel in Spain had cameras in the street and accidentally caught a glimpse of Aegon II's new faction banner. So the way I see it, spy photos from fans are bad, you can't do that, but if it's on TV and it's already just in the public consciousness, that's an exception you can get away with. That's really only going to happen for the Caceres shoot, because the other stuff they're doing, like national parks in Wales and stuff, I don't see how national TV channels would pick that up. But we got lucky in this case. I'm posting it here just for the sake of it. It's all over. I mean, Redanian Intelligence is reporting this, retweeting it, everyone's talking about it. So, the new heraldry. That in the books, Rhaenyra and Aegon already had personal heraldry. Some characters just like having personal heraldry different from its variation on the family heraldry. Rhaenyra's heraldry, which doesn't appear in the spy photos, is the normal Targaryen 3-headed dragon, quartered with the Arryn sigil for her mother, and the Velaryon seahorse for her first husband, her children's house, and her biggest supporters. Aegon II, however, he has the normal design, but he color swapped it to a gold dragon. Not a green dragon, because his dragon is Sunfire the Golden, allegedly the most beautiful dragon in the skies, and it is very stunning. It's not just yellow, it looks like it's living gold, sparkling. So he's very proud of it, so he made it his personal sigil. And the books do mention this, that in the opening battles of the Civil War, both sides carried the regular Targaryen banner. But the point of heraldry is to distinguish armies on the battlefield. So after a couple of months, both sides switched to carrying the personal sigils of their faction leader as their war banner. So Rhaenyra's personal sigil became the war banner for armies of the Blacks, like the Starks, like the Arryns. And for the green side, they have Aegon's personal sigil, which is a gold dragon. This is interesting because I kind of hoped Season 1 would set that up, just with like Rhaenyra writing a letter or just on Aegon's clothing or something, but it wasn't really prominently established. And okay, they pushed it off into Season 2. We were starting to get worried they wouldn't do it and just have them be the Blacks and the Greens as if they'd carry banners like it. It doesn't work like that. Because in the Season 1 finale, they said, oh, Otto Hightower's ship is coming displaying a 3-headed green dragon That isn't a thing in the books. But now we have seen that there's the stuff in the streets where this is the book-accurate faction symbol for Aegon. And if you've been on Reddit and Twitter and stuff, we've already divided ourselves into camps between, stand and be counted. Do you have, in your tagline, do you have the gold dragon or the quartered dragon? Let's see where you stand. The traitors and usurpers, curse them. I have the quartered flag. And I had speculated on this. Tell me if you remember in the comments in my review of the finale that, minor spoilers, there comes a point in later in the book where Aegon starts standing up to his grandfather, Otto, that you can't push me around. I am the king. I am genuinely the son of the last king. That he's not Joffrey, where Joffrey's a fraud. That literally the only reason he's in power is because his grandfather, Tywin, is using his wealth and skill to prop him up there. But in contrast, Aegon II, he is the king's son. Some lords genuinely think he has a better claim than Rhaenyra because of male preference or something, even though that's not what they agreed to. So there comes a point where he's just, I'm not gonna let you push me around like this anymore. And I think that they might be setting up a subplot where, like early Civil War flags, it's fascinating when you see like stuff like 1861 Bull Run, before they really knew what they were doing. Both sides, American Civil War, had like wacky flags that they later abandoned. That like early installment weirdness is what you call it. That they had a green dragon at first because that was Otto's idea, and then that there's going to come a point in season 2, early season 2, where like Aegon is, I'm in charge, not my grandfather. Our faction symbol will be my personal heraldry. And we'll see that. Now, this isn't as obvious, because it's just a color shift. There were points in Season 1 spy photos where people went, maybe this is the Golden Dragon. But no, it's just because it's metal on metal. It's gold decoration on a gold plate. These are very clearly war banners. Heraldry banners. That it's not color shifted or anything. The point I'm really gonna freak out about is when we finally get a spy photo of Rhaenyra's quartered flag, because it's unmistakable, as this is an entirely new thing. What the heck? I mean, like mainstream media too, they see a gold dragon, they wave it off as, oh, it's just monochrome. That like, why is this quartered with the other ones? That'll be interesting to see. So we anticipated that. Apparently it's what they're doing. Nice to see things lining up like that. And just, I've talked about this before, the heraldry. This is one of the rare times I can actually show a spy photo because it was on TV. By accident. I'm going to split this now to keep it at 8 minutes, and the more spoilery stuff I'm going to talk about in the next half, though it's nothing that contradicts the books.